Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We're ready to start the session now, and we're talking about a topic that is huge this year, microdramas. You're hearing microdramas, AI, traditional media versus creators. Those are the major topics, and now we're going to be talking about microdramas. We're doing verticals and microdramas, what the future holds. We've got moderator Natalie Vulovic. We have Alan Mruvka, who's founder of VerzaTV and also founder of E Entertainment Television. We've got Dave Feldman, an entertainment lawyer, and Fiona Lee from COL Media. Enjoy the panel.
The way we experience stories has fundamentally changed. Not gradually, not over decades, but in real time, in the quiet moments between everything else, we reach for something immediate, something personal, something that meets us where we are. The screen is no longer a destination. It's in your hand. For generations, storytelling has followed a single path, a shared language, and for over a century, it worked. But audiences have shifted, faster than the industry expected. Today, stories aren't measured in hours, they're measured in minutes. Discovery is instant, and connection happens in seconds. The market is already responding. Short-form and microdrama content are rapidly scaling, with the market projected to exceed 26 billion globally by 2030. With mobile-first audiences leading the shift and driving sustained growth across markets. Yet most platforms are built for a different time. The result? A growing disconnect. Introducing VerzaTV. VerzaTV is a next-generation, mobile-first vertical streaming platform redefining how audiences discover and engage with premium short-form content. Founded by Alan Mruvka, co-founder and former CEO of E Entertainment Television, VerzaTV is built for the way content is consumed today, delivering high-quality vertical microdramas and original programming designed specifically for mobile viewing. Positioned as the digital theater for the next generation, VerzaTV combines premium storytelling with modern mobile technology, creating a platform where cinematic storytelling meets the convenience and accessibility of mobile streaming. In a first for the industry, VerzaTV is expanding beyond a traditional streaming platform into a creator-driven ecosystem, enabling content creators, microdrama creators, and podcasters to upload and monetize their content through a revenue-sharing model in a YouTube-like format, where every creator owns their own pay-per-view channel on the VerzaTV platform. This evolution positions VerzaTV at the intersection of streaming, social engagement, and the creator economy, combining the accessibility of user-generated platforms with the premium standards of traditional studios. In another first for the industry, VerzaTV is now adding long-form feature films to its platform. Only on VerzaTV, viewers can now turn their phones horizontally to watch feature films made in the traditional landscape format, allowing independent filmmakers to also stream films on the platform in the same pay-per-view model. With a focus on intelligent content discovery, audience engagement, and scalable monetization, VerzaTV is building the future of entertainment where creators and audiences connect in a seamless, mobile-first experience. There's a true digital theater for the next generation of storytelling. Welcome to the future. Welcome to VerzaTV.
Well, that is a really great video, really groundbreaking stuff we have here. Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie. I'm so excited to be here with you guys at NAB. And today we're diving into the fastest growing sector of the entertainment industry, exploring how audience is changing and diving into platforms like VerzaTV and Flare Flow that are at the forefront of the microdrama series, and how platforms like Verza are now creating a new ecosystem where creators can upload and distribute their content like never before. It's a privilege to be joined by such an amazing group of accomplished innovators who are shaping this space in real time. I'd love to start by introducing Alan Mruvka, the founder of E Entertainment, who pioneered the way that we view pop culture and entertainment and is now doing the same with Verza TV. We have Dave Feldman, a founding partner of the most well-respected entertainment law firms, who specializes in representing top actors, directors, and in media and television. And then last but not least, we have the beautiful Fiona Lee, who is the studio head and general manager of COL Media, with deep insight into the microdrama space and how it's rapidly evolving. Welcome, everyone. So great to be here with you all. Alan, I'd like to start with you. You've built one of the most influential networks, E! Entertainment Television, which was my inspiration growing up wanting to be a TV host. So it's so great to be here with you today. So how does starting Verza today differ from E! And what was your inspiration for starting both?
Well, that's two very different journeys. Um, Back when I started E! in the 80s, I'm embarrassed to say, I was just out of college, and I was very into MTV, which was the original short form programming. Uh, I looked at cable television, and I said, cable television is like a newspaper. There's headlines and headline news. There's sports in ESPN. There's weather in the Weather Channel, but there's no entertainment section. So we created that entertainment section, and it took off from there. Then we went obviously into longer form programming with Howard Stern and the Kardashians, and the rest is history. With this, I always try to keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening. And about 5 years ago, and after the failure of Quibi, which was 12-minute programs, which I never got, it was like sort of neither here nor there at 12 minutes. I thought, you know what? There should be 1 minute television. And I was like, 1 minute television? What can you show in 1 minute? I was like, you could do one question on the red carpet. You can do one question in a talk show. My original concept was not microdramas. It was just 1 minute television, because as most of America or the world, I have ADD really bad. So I can't last even through scrolling on Instagram. So of course I didn't do anything about it 5 years ago. Woke up about a year and a half ago, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this idea. I looked on the Apple App Store, and there was already 20 other networks, 20 other apps doing the same thing. Engage an app developer, work with the developer. Took almost a year to do. And then by the time I was finished, there was over 220 short form microdrama apps. So we launched it, and here we are. So two different journeys to sort of get to the same place.
Right, right. Well, it just goes to show that if you don't act on something fast, someone might be two steps behind you, ready to make moves. But
You know what? Ideas are in the air. If you have that idea, somebody else has that idea.
yeah.
So you have to jump it. That's what the difference is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to bring Fiona into this because in the Chinese and Asian markets, I'm sure they have well over 220, like Alan said, apps doing microdramas. So that is your lane, that is your space. So can you just tell me a little bit about COL Media and what you do there?
Yes. So hi, my name is Fiona. I'm the studio head and general manager for COL Media. So COL Media is U.S. arm of COL Group. COL Group is public traded digital content company based in China, and COL Group is one of the largest content provider in China. Just give you guys a sense of scale. We have about like 5 million digital titles, and we own all those titles. So what do we do? We actually the first company who started building microdrama business in China. We are quite like pioneer on this kind of industry. And so far, we have launched about 3 different microdrama apps. Our leading North American microdrama apps is Flare Flow, the one you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are not only doing the short format, we are actually constantly looking for the best performing IP from our library, and we bring over here to make longer format. We want our content to can travel across border. We want to do much more international business over here.
Yeah. Adding to that, since they're so big in your market already, what do you think Western creators misunderstand about the microdrama space?
Yeah, I think most time they're just thinking, oh, microdrama just short content, but it's not. It's like completely different, like a narrative storytelling. Microdrama actually is more similar with web novel. It's very like a user-driven assistant. So the way how we building microdramas, we actually never ask if the story is good enough. We always thinking, oh, how long they gonna stay to watch, and in what point they gonna drop off, and are they gonna pay unlock the next episode? So actually, everything building around retention, emotional hooks, and also monetization loops. So that's what really microdrama really is. And the microdrama definitely designed for like certain movement. For example, if I only have like 15 minutes before I go to sleep, what I do, I'm not gonna choosing a feature film or a long hour television show. I want something can deliver to me really fast, have a really this strong emotional hit, and then I can go to sleep with any like zero commitment.
Right.
I think that's the charm of microdrama. So you have to building the system around by that. If you don't do that, the format never gonna work here.
Yeah, I think the way that everyone, like Alan mentioned, he has, ADD, our attention spans are just not really meant for long form content all the time. So microdramas are a really great way to be entertained and get hooked onto something in just a short amount of time. If you have 15 minutes before you go to sleep, it's a great avenue to watch. I kind of wanted to bring Dave's opinion into this because I know that this type of writing, and especially in the overseas market, AI is used a lot. So I just wanted to ask Dave, since you represent a lot of, well-known and high, well-respected actors and writers and things like that, how do you see AI affecting their space in the microdrama world?
Yeah, thank you, Natalie. Oh, hi, everyone. I'm getting a little feedback. It's great to see everybody. This is a really interesting area for talent in the motion picture and television business. And it's definitely gotten the attention now of the studios. It's gotten the attention of the talent. Everybody in the entertainment marketplace today is open to new forms of media. They're open to new forms of content. Gone are the days when talent says, I only do movies, I don't do television, or I only do television, I don't do commercials. Everything sort of has blended together and people look to maximize their opportunities. And I think, microdramas in whatever form is, becoming, people are becoming fast aware that this is just another new form of delivery of content. And the good news for talent is that maybe they can control it. And maybe they can be a part of it economically in a way that shows real value, not just when they do the work, but after the fact. And I do believe that that's part of the attraction. It takes 18 months for a movie from the time you get the script done, it gets greenlit, you make it, it comes out. Microdramas can be done in a month, and they could be on the air very quickly. And if talent has the opportunity to do that, as well as appear in their television programs or appear in their films, they look at it as just more opportunity to work and more avenues for distribution. And you never know which one is going to cut through the 5 million titles of other microdramas and become, the flagship that everybody's going to look to and break the mold. I do believe talent will be cautiously used to step in. And I do think we have yet to find out if people care, if you have real actors or really good scripts. As Fiona can tell you, there's probably tens of thousands, if not more, microdramas that are all AI. And people don't care. They're watching them. They don't know who these actors are to begin with, if they're real, if they're not real. They're focused in on the story. I think we are just at the beginning stages to find out if real actors at any level will make a difference. And SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, which I consult for, has already taken steps to come up with a framework for SAG actors to be in microdramas. I think they're still reviewing that framework to be prepared for when the studios are going to start doing this, which is coming. And so it's an exciting new time because it's another medium for talent to explore.
Well, you answered another one of my questions. It sounds like there are a lot of pros, but there also could be a lot of cons with, well-known actors diving into this microdrama space. So I think that, with time, we're going to have to see if there's like a real incentive for them to kind of start diving into these films and shooting this new wave of, short form content.
Well, I think one of the things Versa's doing, and maybe some other sites are doing, is figuring out a way that talent and creators can upload their own content and directly monetize it in a way that makes sense to them. Because, as most of you know, in the business today, there used to be some very clean economics, how writers, directors, actors could share in what we call the back end contingent compensation. Those have dwindled a lot with the streaming age. And so I think one of the smart things Alan's doing with Verza is trying to present a way that content creators can upload their content, look at a dashboard, and maybe monetize their work directly. And that will be very interesting to talent.
Absolutely. I wanted to, kind of piggyback onto that thought to you, Alan. How do you see Verza empowering different creators on your platform? And can you kind of talk about, the new thing that we're announcing here, where creators can create their own channel on VerzaTV and distribute their content that way?
Well, it's almost finishing up on my thought from before, where when we launched and there was 220 other apps, and you have companies like COL, which is a big company, hard to compete with. We're the little guys. I decided to pivot the app a little bit. And instead of trying to be the next Netflix for microdramas or verticals, I would be the next YouTube for microdramas and verticals, where creators could actually upload their stuff, create a channel, upload it. It's a pay-per-view model, which is different from YouTube, which is an advertiser-supported model. And everybody's in business. So for a goofy example, it would be like OnlyFans, where people create a channel, post content, and charge, and then you look at a dashboard and you see how much you made. Lucy Guo, who's a very successful Silicon Valley creator, she just created Passes, which is sort of like an OnlyFans for influencers. So the model is out there. It's nothing new, but it hasn't been done for microdramas and creators. There are probably, I don't know if someone could take a guess how many independent movies are done a year. Probably close to 10,000 independent movies a year. Only a very small percentage of that ever see the light of day. This gives somebody who did a short, an independent movie, the option to upload it and charge for it and go promote it and at least try. We also are the first, for lack of a better way to describe it, the first microdrama app that you could turn your phone horizontally, which is, blasphemy in the vertical microdrama business. But we have the ability to show verticals, and we have the ability to show independent movies or whatever people want to create, content creators, just the way YouTube is horizontal. So it's all about just giving somebody the platform to then show their movies, show their content.
Yeah, that's it. That's incredible. It really gives everyone a space, and just a hub where they have all different types of content that they would like to share, and it gives them a great platform to distribute that, and hopefully, make their money back on some feature films, and get some reward for it, because I know you said that a lot of these films don't even see the light of day. So Verza is really filling that gap in showing people's what they create. Fiona, I also wanted to ask you, do you think microdramas will evolve, or do you think what's currently working, it will stay that way?
It's definitely gonna evolve in this like pretty structure. Because in early stage we only care about two things. How can you produce something really quick with like a low cost, and then what kind type of story you can grab people's attention right away. And those 2 points actually really connect to each other. So we have seen so much in North American market, female-driven family drama tend to be the strongest genre so far. And so everything, we start from there. And then, once more people know microdrama, once more people start to watching microdrama on their phone, when they have like a more stable audience, they definitely gonna like naturally turning into a different genres. For example, like sci-fi, action, crime, fantasy, especially with AI. There's so much like AI too nowadays, and we definitely want to taking that opportunity to do something which we never able to do because the production cost is like everything for microdrama.
Right.
So I think it's not really about like replacing something already working. It's more about like building something on the top of the foundation.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Building on top of that. And I know that, Alan has some things in the works that's kind of doing that. I didn't know if you wanted to maybe mention what'd you call it? A
Well,
micro doc?
we've expanded already from only microdramas. I think we're doing the first micro doc,
Yes.
which we followed two female Muay Thai fighters. One was 25, one was 55, and they were fighting each other. We followed them all through their camp, through the fight and after, which will be coming out soon. It's very interesting. It's really great. I don't know that anyone's going to pay, $5 to see a micro doc, but whatever. When we put something up, people could charge $1, and we have a revenue share with the creator, and we'll see how it works. It's a very, very exciting time. It's the most exciting time to me in the entertainment business since I started E. It's a wide open market. I mean, before this, you have an idea for a movie. There's 7, 8 places to go. They turn it down. You sort of have to raise up up to $1.5 million to do an independent film. Here, it's microdramas are in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. Content, you could shoot content for less than that, but it's a very, very exciting time. It makes everybody a producer. Whoever wants to produce something and put it up there, you have the ability to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also gives a lot of creators to get their faces out there, make some money, become well known from distributing their content on platforms like Verza. And kind of leading into that, Dave, if a creator were to kind of blow up on a microdrama app, what do you think one of the biggest mistakes that they could make is?
Well, I think the interesting journey that we're going to see the next couple of years is ownership. Ownership of IP is key, right? If you own the IP and it becomes successful, then you can do more with it. It can grow. You can charge more for it. You build an audience. And so, right now, it's like when the internet started, there was 100 or more internet companies, and then there's consolidation and there's acquisition and there's shakeout. So what's going to be interesting now is with so many outlets for microdramas, it's an opportunity for talent to own their content, produce their content, have control, put it up, reap the benefits in the short term. And if it works and blows up, they control it for future distribution, future markets. Maybe, one project starts as a microdrama, becomes an actual television series, or becomes a bigger budget sequel. And if you use real actors, they get known. And the companies, on their side, they'll want to walk the balance between letting creators put up their content and giving them a home for it, like Alan's doing, but also want to take control and want to have upside and want to have ownership and success. So I do think, the biggest issue underneath all the opportunity is ownership and control, as it always is with IP. And at this stage, what's exciting for talent is to produce something, have control over it, upload it, be able to monetize it, and hope they strike gold and get to do further films or further series and charge more and build an audience. And by that, either it propels their career in other avenues or they just become stars in microdramas. So it's a good place to be for talent, because talent just wants to work and not be held off the market and have control.
Yeah, with it's amazing just the space that we're in. I feel like some time ago, maybe back when you started E, it was very hard to, break into the industry, to get people to know your face and get out there and make money and pursue a career in television and things like that. But with mobile now and how everything is just driven from our phones, it's really opening up a world to everybody to kind of become a creator and break into television. And I wanted to ask Fiona about that. Can you just talk a little bit about how mobile is really driving consumption?
Yes, definitely. So I think mobile is like changing the industry so far. So no one actually can live without your phone, right? The first thing you do, like first morning, like I do, I start to like check my email even before I grab my coffee.
Yeah.
So I think in the way, mobile is like we can see a different like industry like gaming. Gaming is really similar as microdrama. So like when I was young, I play a lot like really old Nintendo games, and then there's like console games, PS5, Xbox, whatever. You have like this deep immersive experience with like a bigger screen. And then you can play for days, not even like going out. And after that is PC. They made a lot more easier. You can carry your computer. You no longer need to play game like in one location. And then mobile was the last. You're doing everything on the mobile. Reading article, reading books, and play games. You only need to log in for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you can still finish like a few missions and feel the satisfy. Even though maybe not really like immersive experience, but still, you got some like you still can kill monster, do all the stuff on the mobile, and feel the satisfy. And I think so I think mobile is changing the future. So it's really not about like how microdrama going to exist for the entertainment business. It's about, how phone, like what kind of entertainment app you can have in your phone, like how you're going to use the phone, how we can competing with different apps. For example, like microdrama is not competing with longer format, not competing with Netflix, but definitely competing with TikTok, with
Right.
Instagram, because you only have like every single person only have a certain energy, certain time by a day. So how you want to spending time with your phone, that's the key. So yes, I think mobile is definitely doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all know how we use our phones and how often and how we just use it for everything nowadays. So I'm kind of interested in what you said about, Instagram and TikTok and how microdramas are competing with them a little bit. So I want to ask you, Alan, for Verza specifically, what does success look like for the app in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, I always say that if VerzaTV just becomes a matter of fact, then it's a success. If in a couple of years it's successful at uploading people's content and it's just a place you go like YouTube. If I can be a fraction of what YouTube is, I'm in good shape. But that would be success, just the way E was. We used to say, if people just talk about E like it's a matter of fact, it's a success, and people do now. He is just a part of everyone's life now. So we're hoping that Verza will grow. I mean, it's just the beginning. This is really, really the beginning of verticals, and it's a very, very exciting time.
It is very exciting. And if it looks anything like your success from E, which is still so amazing to me, like the biggest entertainment network ever. So I envision Verza, doing the same. And we are at the start of verticals. So I think, you're creating this platform at a perfect time. So I see nothing but success for Verza and for Flare Flow and COL and for Dave getting those, actors into these micro dramas. I think there's a lot of room for growth, and it's just a really exciting, groundbreaking time. We do have 2 minutes left. I just wanted to open to the audience to see if anybody had any questions that our lovely panelists could answer.
Here we go. Sorry, getting my steps in again. And hi, I'm Steve. I'm an actor and producer. Versus seems really interesting to me. I like maybe the three of you because you're working. I'm a signatory with SAG, so all three of you might be able to answer this question. The perception of microdrama is lower quality writing, lower quality acting if you're using actors. How do you fight the perception? So I would say like the very beginning of television, I think they had to fight for perception of quality.
and now they are the de facto for entertainment. How do you think those things will progress past this as a creator, as a writer? I've produced and stuff like that.
Well, I could jump in on that for you. I mean, you're 100% right. You know, actors that are used to being on television shows and films, they're going to look for quality writing, even in a microdrama, before they're going to jump in. However, it's a chicken and egg. If actors that are used to quality writing are interested in doing microdramas, I think good writing will come. And I think that's what's going to happen to microdramas. Inevitably, budgets are going to climb. Studios are going to willing to spend more. SAG's going to have to step it up and create higher minimums. And it's going to evolve as another platform for programming to be distributed quicker or to become like seeding for actual shows, you know, testing. But I do think that as it becomes popular and as all the creators realize this is another way for them to, you know, get out, do performances, get into new projects, they are going to test the waters. Some will work, some won't, but they are going to look for higher quality material.
That's a great question. Thank you so much. I think we have time just for one more question and then we'll close out here.
Oh, okay. So I guess my question is, what do you see as the future for brand deals? And do you think your company will accept brand deals one day? Or like, how would that work? Or like, let's say it's a creator and they had brand deals and they're interested in bringing it to your platform, or they're interested in, yeah, just bringing brand deals in general. So how would that work with your company?
Well, a brand deal seems to be like the next wave in verticals where people are trying to create microdramas around brands. So it's happening. I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds did a microdrama with L'Oreal or one of the big skincare companies, and it's happening. It's at the very fringe of the beginning, but that's sort of the next wave. So we'll do it. Other microdrama companies will do it, but that's what's happening now. That's a good question.
Another great question. And I just want to thank you all so much for attending our panel. Thank you so much to our amazing panelists for your insight and knowledge. And I'm just very excited to see where this next generation of microdramas and short form vertical content is going. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.